All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for some real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, before I get rolling, want to promote this one more time. I said I would, and it's good. Love in Chains, if you like the genre of glam rock, hair metal from the late 80s, this is it. Everyday Heroes by Love in Chains. Great hooks, great guitar parts, great vocals, great harmonies. Really well done. And I'm just giving this a plug. So thanks to the band for sending this to me. And, hey, if you want to send me stuff, I'm glad to share it so long as it's good. And Love in Chains is really good. So check that out. Speaking of checking things out, people have been checking out this quote by Shawn about how the door is still open for Steve Perry and Greg Raleigh to come back for the band's 50th anniversary. Holy crap, Batman, right? Well, look, Shawn has extended that olive branch. In fact, he's extended the whole tree out to Steve Perry. I think I did a video entitled, Shawn gives the entire olive tree to Steve Perry. And Perry says no, because this was Perry's logic during one interview. He's like, look, I don't want to be just somebody who is approached because you want to work with me, and you're not really my friend. And Shawn has been going out of his way to say, look, I just want to hang out with Steve as a friend, right? They've been talking about business lately, about, carving up the profits and the trademark, and Perry gets a share of everything this band does. So these amazing concerts they've been doing with the orchestra, don't know if you've been paying attention to that. This adds a whole new dimension to Journey and their music. And a lot of people are thinking this would be a great place for Steve Perry to be, right? With a full orchestra. Imagine this, right? Steve Perry and Shawn on stage with a full orchestra. It's just those two guys. No offense to anybody else. Just those two guys and a full orchestra. And they're doing like Faithfully or Open Arms. It would be amazing. And yeah, you might have to change the key. I mean, Perry did it when he sang with the Eels back in like 2014. And that's when all the crazy speculation started about Perry's making a comeback. He's got an album coming out. And I think it took like 4 years for that album to come out after that. So Steve Perry does things his own way, in his own time. Now, they didn't really mention, other than Greg Raleigh, I mean, you've got the old rhythm section, Steve Smith, Ross Valerie. If you go back further, you've also got Ainsley Dunbar. I mean, I think you'd have to ask everybody, do you want to be a part of this? Because this is the 50th, and I think everybody should be there. I mean, anybody who was affiliated with Journey, Randy Jackson, right, could be there if he wanted to be. I hear he's recuperating from, I believe it was like a back surgery that he had. One of the reasons he didn't go out on the road with the band. But I would bring everybody in who was there, right, who's still around. And yeah, to speculate about Steve Perry's genius, because look, people, they don't really care how old Steve is. They don't care how much time goes by. Some people have a bucket list, right? And they go and see Journey and they go, that was amazing. Arnell was fantastic. Thank you. But then a lot of people didn't get to see Journey with Steve Perry. In fact, you could have that whole Escape lineup back on stage if you really wanted. And I think that would be pretty impressive. And again, I like Dean Castronovo as their drummer. He's got lots of energy. He sings. He does so much for this band. And I think he is the right person in that role. And I think he should continue in that role. But imagine bringing back everybody who was there for the Escape album. Everybody's still alive, right? So you could do that, and you could run through Escape from start to finish if you wanted to with the full orchestra, or Frontiers. Now, again, we know maybe Steve Perry has vocal limitations, and that's not something he would do. But I think he would get out there with Neil Shawn and, knock out a couple of the slower songs with the orchestra. And I think that would be enough for people who are like, how much is this a ticket? $350. I'll pay it. I'll pay it. I get to see Steve Perry, Neil Shawn, Jonathan Cain, on stage again. That would be worth it. And I'm pretty sure people would sell that thing out quickly. That's my theory. Very quickly, in fact. And then, right, with the orchestra, you make an album out of this. You make a live album, and you have a couple of those Steve Perry cuts on there. And holy crap, Batman, you're starting to sell records again too. I mean, no offense to Journey's latest album, but how's it doing? How's it selling? Who knows, right? Who knows? It's not getting any radio airplay that I'm aware of, even though songs by Chicago and the Doobie Brothers right now are getting airplay on adult contemporary stations. I don't know. I guess you have to know somebody. I guess your manager has to be playing hardball with a few radio stations out there. I know Chicago's manager, he's pretty tough. I think he's got a set of brass knuckles, and he probably knows some people that know some people, and they're like, you get this on the radio. This is Chicago, man. And they get it done. But in any event, I do believe that this speculation is interesting. It's fun. Is it realistic? I don't know if it's realistic. We'll have to hear from Steve Perry. And again, he's not one to talk all that much, as we know. When there's a Steve Perry sighting, it typically goes viral on like Instagram or YouTube or wherever. It doesn't happen all that much. So it's great for fans to talk about. And this is what we do on this channel from time to time. Now, before I go, one more time, Love and Chains. I'm promoting this because it's good. And the band was gracious enough to send me a physical copy of the CD. Now, I buy a lot of product. People say, how come you don't promote this? I like to have this in my hand. There are channels that do this that I see every so often, where they review CDs and they have the CD. Now, I'm sorry, unless I get another, 50,000 subscribers, I don't have the disposable income to buy everything I like. That would take most of my income actually to do that. And yes, this is why streaming is such a cool thing. But if you're a band and you'd like to send me something, first thing to do, go over on Patreon, sign up for $1 a month, and then send me a message, and maybe send me a link so I can go listen to it. And then, if you have the resources to send me the product, I will give you a plug in a video, so long, again, as the music is good. If it's not very good, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say, look, I'm talking about Journey, and I'm talking about all these well-known bands, and a lot of people are going to want some substitute music or some music to carry them forward. That's the other part of what I do on this channel. I mean, this album, this is today's classic hard rock, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. This is today's, right? And it goes well with other bands from that era, like Rat or Poison or Slaughter or something like that. So you could kind of play them all together and enjoy the new and the old. So that's how that works. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, for you regular folks who aren't rock stars or musicians, Patreon for $1 a month to keep this channel going. I appreciate that very much. And as always, I will see you soon.